because I want to make this video, but I don't want to listen to this Clubhouse chat. You know what? This is a perfect night for me to do this video because this is what happens on Clubhouse. It is 3 a.m. I have to cook tomorrow. Today's Christmas Eve, pretty much. I have to cook, kind of. Don't worry about it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, what's up? Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Jalisa Jaikaran. I'm a makeup artist, content creator, and a beauty business coach. And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you all about Clubhouse. Now, I filmed this video once before. I wanted to do an unboxing for those in the beauty community, you know what I mean. And then I was like, you know what? I gave tea, but I didn't really give tea. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm gonna put some Manuka honey in it. I'm gonna make sure it's in a nice cup for you. Like, I'm gonna make sure you have everything that you need to know about Clubhouse. So stay tuned. So the first things first, what is Clubhouse? Clubhouse is a drop-in audio app that you can have conversations on about anything. Now, it was started by Paul and Rohan, and it has been growing exponentially. Now, right now, in this very moment, it is an invite-only app. It is going to be open to the public and to Android users. When, we don't know, we don't have a date, we just know it's in the future. But right now, it is an invite-only app. So this is how it works. I'm on Clubhouse, I send my friend an invite. When you get onto Clubhouse, you typically get one invite. According to, I don't know, however the algorithm works or however the system feels, they might send you 2, they might send you 3, they might send you 7. I've heard people get tons of invites, some people get none. It just, you're supposed to get at least one. So you get that one invite and you send somebody else that invite. But what's super important in that is that it's kind of like a whose man is this type of thing, because if you invite somebody, your name is going to be on their profile and it's going to say nominated by. So if I send you an invite, it's going to be nominated by Jalisa Jaikaran. If you send somebody an invite, it's going to be nominated. So the entirety, the lifetime of your profile, this person's name is going to be attached to you. So you want to make sure that you're inviting people that you can vouch for. When you sign up for Clubhouse, right? So let's say you don't have an invite, you sign up for Clubhouse just to secure your name, secure the bag, and you're my contacts and I see your name, they're going to send me a notification. Hey, your friend Erica just signed up for Clubhouse. Would you like to let her in? Now, these are the ways that people can get you to get into the app without sending a direct invite. They'll ask you, hey, do you want to let her in? You could say yes or you could say no. You could let them off the wait list. If this is not somebody you want to be associated with, like you're cool but you're not that cool, you don't have to. But you can also use it to your ability to get as many as your friends in as possible. No stress. Right, so that's how that's what Clubhouse is. That's how you get people on the app, through invites, through letting them in. And then also we'll get into clubs and stuff. But also if you have a club, you'll be able to invite 2 people via your club. Okay, so let's talk about why Clubhouse is important, why Clubhouse is making so many waves. Now, there are a ton of articles, I'll put some of them here. There are a ton of articles that goes into why Clubhouse is amazing and breaking down, you know, the technicals of the app and all the different things that has happened. But I want to talk about why Clubhouse is making a wave like it is that no one has seen in a very, very long time. Like, we have not seen a social media app make waves like this since I think maybe TikTok, but that's in a different way, because this app is not like, I think TikTok is now becoming educational, but what I think the difference is with Clubhouse is that I can hop into a conversation right now and get value that will change my life. I can get on this app right now and meet a C-suite executive. I can meet somebody that I have been wanting to talk to for a very long time, whereas on other platforms there is no kind of like, we're talking immediately. This app eliminates the vanity metrics of all other apps. There is no vanity metrics to be numbers, but there's no liking, there's no pretty pictures. It's all about your voice, who you are, what you have to offer, and it doesn't even have to be all about business. There are meditation rooms, there's affirmation rooms, there's things about all types of topics, yoga, and like there's game rooms. There's so many fun things. Like I'm going to be a judge on Clubhouse Next Top Model on Saturday, and like, so there's fun ways, and I also have my own beauty trivia, but we'll talk about that after. So there are so many things that happens on this app that are changing lives, and I think people have been hungry for information. 2020 has been such a difficult year for so many people. It's been a difficult year for everyone, let's be honest. And I'm just like, what this was what we needed, but we didn't know we needed it. Pretty much. This is what I'm saying. So now I'm gonna add some information based on like the beauty community. If you're not in the beauty community, you can skip this part and you can just, rock with me. So the beauty community on Clubhouse is growing by the day. And I want to touch on the Black voices in beauty on Clubhouse. When I joined, there was not a lot of conversations about beauty at all. I have another friend, her name is Michaela, and she also has a ton of beauty conversations along with my new friend, Tommy, who is an executive and a strategist. And there was not a lot of conversations around beauty on the app. Now, maybe it was happening and I didn't see, but as far as we're concerned, there was not a lot of conversations going on. So we started to have those conversations. And it's very important because as a Black artist, it's our responsibility to amplify and elevate the voices of Black people, because I think that we need to continue to solidify the spaces that we continue to dominate but not always celebrated in. Now, what does that mean? We are making moves on Clubhouse. There are so many people that are on there. I am meeting people that have been, working with Sephora behind the scenes, cosmetic scientists that have built brands that and use, like literally business coaches, people in real estate, like literally like everything that you can think about. But specifically when it comes to beauty, there are people where I'm like, wow, I didn't even know this person exists. And that's the thing, right? How many Black people are on the board? And we saw a lot of this happening, especially earlier this year. Brands making pledges, saying all these things, where a lot of these things has not happened. So I really want to emphasize, if you're in beauty and you are part of Clubhouse, to tap into the clubs. I have a club called the Beauty Room. I also have a ton of clubs. I have the Beauty Room, I have Content Creator Club, I also have Everyday Makeup Tips, Marketing for Makeup Artists. I have a ton of clubs. They're all on my profile. But the reasons why I have those clubs is because I want to make sure that I am not only getting my voice heard, but it's not about me. It's about making sure that other people's voices are heard. And that's my intention when I started my podcast, The Life of a Makeup Artist. Having followers or being connected to a celebrity is not always indicative of your relevance or your importance in the industry. I know so many people that have been doing amazing things, and I wanted to highlight them even if they may not have the accolades that society deems them worthy, right? But I digress. So it has been amazing having these conversations. I mean, honestly, it's been super humbling for me because I've had so many people reach out and say, oh my God, your room has been amazing. You've been moderating so well. And that's amazing for me because I'm like, all right, I'm doing something right. I'm making a difference on Clubhouse, and I'm making this a space where people can come and feel welcome. You know what I mean? It's not a space where it's like, oh, well, I'm new and I don't want to talk. Oh, I have my party hat, so I don't want to talk. No, a party hat. I didn't mention this. But you have your party. When you join the app, you have a little party hat on your picture for 7 days. And that's just to show like, hey, you're new. We're going to show you some extra love. It doesn't mean anything else. That's it. So that's the part of beauty. There's so much more that I want to talk about, but I don't want to distract from the main conversation of this video, and that is what is Clubhouse and all the tea. Okay, all the tea. All right, so I said how do you get on? Why do you want to get on? I would say, why do you want to get on? Now, why do you want to get on Clubhouse? Some people are like, another social media app. Now, some people treat this as a podcast. Now, there are two minds to this. Some people are like, oh, you don't want to treat it like a podcast, you want to be engaged. Sometimes you can engage, sometimes you're busy, sometimes you're doing other things, so you want to just listen into a conversation, you want to take notes. Now, one thing that I want to add that is a big no-no on Clubhouse that you do not want to do is you cannot record conversations on Clubhouse. Now, I know there was a lot of Twitter drama that shall not be discussed in this video. There's a lot of moan rooms and things that will not be discussed in this video, but you're not supposed to be recording on Clubhouse unless they say it's a podcast recording and everybody in the room says it's cool, it's fine, you can record. But otherwise it's against the rules. And they also have now placed like something that if you start recording, they're gonna be like, we know that you're recording, so can you please stop? I don't know what they say exactly because I never recorded, but you can like screenshot and stuff, but you can't actually record. All right, so the next one is what does it look like? Now I'm gonna actually open up the app and I'm gonna show you guys right here. So this is what Clubhouse looks like. Let me just make sure I'm recording my screen. All right, 1, 2, 5. Okay, so this is what Clubhouse looks like. This is my profile. Hello. I am helping beauty pros win in front and behind the camera, baby. I am a makeup artist, content creator. I am a host, the Life of a Makeup Artist podcast. I also do product development consulting. I don't know if you guys know that, but I work with beauty brands. I've helped develop foundations, lipstick, etc. And I also am a beauty business coach, right? I have a list of my clients. I have some of my, little accolades. And then I also have some upcoming chats. I have a few chats that I have to schedule coming up this week. And then my clubs, I just put 2 there because those are the main ones that I, are pushing traffic to right now. And then the topics that I discuss. Now, I'm going to go through, there's a ton of rooms right now that talk about like, come get followers, you follow, you gotta follow. And I'm just like, that's not what this app is about. Yes, you want followers, but remember that who you follow is, so the app is all SEO based. So if I follow only people in beauty, I'm only gonna see beauty rooms. But if I want a hallway that is diverse, I'm gonna be able to see different rooms, right? So a hallway, which is what I'm gonna show you right now, this is my hallway. So this is my hallway. This is the rooms that I'm seeing right now. Now you see these buttons on top here. So the first button here, you could go on, you can see find people to follow. You can't right now, you can't find like clubs or rooms, but you can, let's say you typed in makeup, you'll find my name, right? Because my name is Makeup and I have makeup and makeup related hashtags on my profile. But what you can do is if you go to the calendar, you're going to see a ton of rooms, and this is upcoming for me. So this is all the rooms that based on who I follow, these are the rooms that I am going to see. Now if I click all upcoming, I'm going to see a little bit more, but these are really going to just be like a little outside of my network. Just as if I were to go back into the hallway and scroll all the way to the bottom, there is an explore button right there, and that's going to just show me a little bit more of what's right outside of my network that's happening. May not be somebody that I'm actually following, but these are other rooms that are related to other rooms that are I already saw. But anyways, back to the calendar. Now if I wanted to start an event, I can start an event that says Beauty Booze link up. What's good? I could add a host. Let's say I add Therese, right? And then let's say whatever, right? You put the description. Let me do that. This room is XYZ. You choose the date, the time, and you publish it. And then what happens is that that's going to show up in my events. Now, these events aren't actually mine, but these are all events that I have been added to. So I have been added to as co-host in 5 rooms. No, one of them is my room. So I have a room next Thursday, but the other rooms I have to schedule out. But some of these are other rooms that I was just included in. So sometimes if you're not sure your calendar is here to help you out. Yeah, and that's about it for the calendar. And then also let's talk about the actual room. So what I'm going to show you is how a room is broken down. So the room is broken down in 3 sections. You have the speakers, followed by the speakers, and then others in the audience or others in the room, right? So where you have the speakers, those are the only people that you can hear. In order for you to be able to talk, you have to raise your hand. So that little button on the bottom, you're going to be able to raise your hand to speak, say, hey, I have something to say, I want to come up, please let me up, what's good? And then if you see that plus button, the plus button is going to ping somebody into the room. If you have somebody that you think is going to be interested in the conversation, like, oh my god, girl, they're dropping gems in the stock room, Tiffany J is killing it, let me ping you in, I'm going to ping my friend in, and I'm going to press that plus button. Now this button with the mic is only activated if you are on stage. So this is what it's going to look like if you are on stage. And there's a few things that happens in rooms, right? And there's more that I can say, but I'll definitely try to keep this video short because I've been going for a while. But there are a few things that you're going to hear a lot on Clubhouse. It's called PTR. PTR means pull to refresh. So what happens is that, let's say I'm on stage, somebody calls my phone, somebody calls me, I had to run out to another room, come back in. The stage is going to get scattered and not confusing, but it's going to get out of order. And most times, sometimes if a room is being moderated well, you want this room to have, some order. So you want to go from top to bottom, left to right, however you want to do it, but making sure that each person gets their turn to talk and everybody is, in line, right? So what you're going to do is pull to refresh, just as if you were scrolling on Instagram. You pull to refresh and the room is going to snap back into the order that it should be in. Now the other thing that is very prominent on the app, it's a thing, is to applause. So how you applause is you mute your mic button off and on, and that is indicating that, hey, I like what you're saying, and I want to give you some flowers, I want to big you up. I might not have anything to add, but I want to make sure that you have your flowers. So I'm going to continue to applaud. Now, other than that, if you hop into a room and you're not necessarily interested in what they're talking about, all you have to do is click the left where it says leave quietly. Another quick tip is if you press down on the little hand that has the hand raising section, if you press down on it, you can change the color of your melanin. So here you will see mine is like, my skin tone. You can have it lighter, you can have it darker, or you can leave it regular. Huh? Okay, so how do you start a room? So I'm going to show you how you start a room. Now, you don't have to have a club in order to start a room. So I'm going to go into rooms and then I'm going to get to the clubs. Now, I've been on Clubhouse since the end of October, and now I'm like Clubhouse expert. I'm gonna tell you everything, but if there's anything else you guys want me to expound on, definitely leave me a message below and I will definitely share with you guys. So starting a room and then starting a club. So to start a room, you're going to go into your hallway. Let me get back into it. You're going to, in the hallway is a big green button that says start a room. So you click start a room. There are different types of rooms. A room that is open to everyone. A room that is social. A room that is social is a room with people that I follow. A room that is closed is people that I choose to follow. And then I could start rooms based on the clubs that I am in. Now, some clubs I am admin, like Community Club, Growth Hacking for Social Media, the Beauty Room, Instagram Marketing Secrets. But most times, I would just open rooms really on my own club, but you can also open with other people's clubs, because even in my room, like the Beauty Room, if somebody wants to host a room, hit me up, let me know, and you can have your own room in my club, because you want to you want to be able to open a room and it have an audience and you can build your network, etc. But I digress. So if I wanted to choose a closed room, I'll just click choose people, and I'm going to choose all the people that I want in this room. And then if I want a topic for the room, which is most times you want to add a topic, I'm going to have it's 60 characters long. I'm going to write in this is the topic of the room, and I set the topic, right? All right, so that is how you start a room. Now, there are certain things where it's like, all right, I want to start a club. I want to have my own community. I want to build my own thing. Perfectly fine. I think you should go for it like right now, because this video is being posted right after Christmas, so the weekend after Christmas, and Christmas is Friday, so Sunday. You want to post, get your room. Now, how do you get a club? You have to apply for a club. Clubhouse is a very small team right now, so you gotta give them time. They're figuring it out. But what you're going to do is go to clubhouseguide.com, and that is going to give you a link on where you can apply for a club. Now, because they are getting so many club requests, what they are recommending is that you have a room at least 3 times weekly before reaching out for a club, because they want to make sure that you're already having conversations on the app. So what I say is, like, let's say you're in real estate and you want to have real estate realness. I don't know. You want to have the club real estate realness. You have a conversation about real estate realness, what it really takes to buy a house, what it really takes to how to become an investor, blah, blah, blah. You have those conversations every week, and then you say, boom, hey, anything else you want to add? Hey guys, I've been having these conversations, blah, blah, blah. This is my room. Now, when you're signing up for a club, you don't have to, everything doesn't have to be galvanized. Like, you can, like, they'll ask you, when do you want to have this room? Is it Thursdays at 9? You can put Thursdays at 9, Fridays at 9. It doesn't matter unless you already have that schedule established. But you can always change the description. You can't change the club name, but you can change the description. And now there's actually topics. So you can choose 3 topics for your club. So if it's based on, for me, I'll choose something like social media, beauty, education, right? So that's that on how to start a club, how to start a room. And I always tell people, because I do a lot of welcome rooms, I'm like, girl, come on. I do a ton of welcome rooms with the community club. So I love teaching people how to use Clubhouse, how to navigate it, how to build their profile, and all different things. But I will always recommend people peruse the app. If you go to your profile picture and you hit that gear icon, you're gonna go into FAQ, FAQ. Ooh, it's different now. Oh yeah, there it is. It's opening a different link, but you can click down and it says, how can I start a club? It's going to give you all the information that is there, and it's also a ton of other information, like this is how it works. Now, the founders of the app have a new user orientation Wednesdays at 6 p.m. PT, and then they have Clubhouse Town Hall Sundays at 9 PT. This is where the founders of the app answer any and all questions, especially from new members. They always want to take in not conversations, but take in recommendations, take in any kind of insight that the community has. They take it into consideration, which I really, really love. Now, you guys don't understand how much I love Clubhouse. Clubhouse has been the way, the little gift that the universe gave all of us before the end of the year, because it's been so, we've been in spaces where we have felt so isolated, so lonely. Some people are living alone, some people just feel alone, and to be in a space where you can talk about anything, you can have private rooms, you can share your stories. There was a room where we literally was just crying, because it was just talking about COVID and the makeup artist struggles, and there was somebody in there particularly was just talking about she has been going through it, but she just felt like she didn't have anybody to talk to, somebody that would understand, because she doesn't have a lot of friends. She's married, she has a kid, but they just they don't understand. And these are the spaces that Clubhouse are allowing to happen, and I think that's really, really important. So that's that on that. There's way more to talk about when it comes to the impact that Clubhouse is having, but that's how that works. And then also, let me get back to my notes, because it is now 3:30. All right, so starting and stopping the rooms. All right, so I'm going to talk quickly about moderating. Now, oh child, this is a whole other conversation. There's been a ton of moderating rooms now, but I'll give a few tips on moderating. So let's say you're having your first room. You're having your first room and you're like, all right, I don't know what to do. I'm just please help me. I'm having my first room and I'm so scared. I don't know what to do. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make notes. What helped me when I had my first room, I made notes, because I was like, yo, I don't know. I was so scared. My heart was beating, and my first room ended up having 100 and something people, and I was like, so I want to make sure I'll give you maybe the top 5 things when starting a room. So when you're starting a room and moderating your room, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have notes. Now, when you start a room, you are automatically the moderator. If you want to bring people in, they can also be moderators. What moderators do is that they have the privilege to mute people's mics, kick them out the room if they're giving trouble, if they're a troll, or send people to the audience, invite people from the audience to come on stage, and you give the privilege. And you can't, I don't think you can take it away, but you can make anybody a mod if you want to. You could be the only mod if you want to. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you have your notes. The second thing that you want to do is introduce yourself. But I think as of lately, because there's so many people on Clubhouse and these rooms like tonight can go very long, but we won't do that tonight. But sometimes you want to keep the according to what it is, you want to make sure that you are making room for the other people in the queue or in the audience. So making sure that you don't give like lengthy 5-minute bios and asking 5 questions back to back, making sure that you you invite people you invite people to talk, but make sure that it's not going on for too long. But actually, that's just my opinion. There's rooms that have lasted hours and hours on end, but I think, you know, sometimes keeping it short is keeping it sweet, right? So have your notes, know when to keep it short and sweet. Third thing, be open and inviting to people in the audience. There's so many new people on the app. You'll see a lot of party hats in your room. I always say, listen, there's so many OGs on this stage, there's so many people giving value, but I want to make sure that you guys know that this is an open and inviting space, that you could come up and ask any question. No question is a dumb question. We are here for a good time, not a long time. So make sure that, you know, you keep it a little precise, because we want to make sure that we keep it fair to everyone that is in the queue. And then if you are done with your question, I'm going to gently tuck you back into the audience, just so you know we have a nice socially distanced stage and it's not too crowded. So that goes into the fourth point. It's up to you how many people you want on stage, but when there are too many people on stage, when the list is this long, it's hard for you to see who's speaking and it's hard for you to moderate a bit. So if you have a long list of people that are on the stage, sometimes it gets a little bit difficult, and I think that happens especially when you're in your first room. You want to make sure that you can see everything is kind of flowing. So, you know, you tell people, hey, you know, if you have a question, if you have something to say, thank you so much, please come up, and then I'm gonna let you go back to the audience. Of course, it's not a one-way ticket. If you want to come back up, raise your hand, we let you back up, but we just want to make sure that we keep everything flowing and we are letting people other people on stage as well. And the fifth point is I think I said make notes, but I also would say that I like to make room for people. So sometimes some people are more talkative than some, which is fine. Some people are extroverted, some people are introverted. But sometimes I know that somebody might have value to add, but they're not necessarily like somebody that will be like, well, I wanna chime in, I wanna do this. Now, some rooms can get very rowdy. Sometimes you'll get into a room and it's everybody talking at the same time. Whereas some rooms it's like, okay, I'll wait for you to talk, right? So I think the moderating skills of being able to say like, hey, you know, I've had to tell people like, hey, you know, I'm gonna let this person finish their thought and then you can go ahead. Just making sure that sometimes people do it very unintentionally, but like making sure that people get their point out, because sometimes somebody mightn't finish their point and then somebody else is like starting up a point, right? So you just want to make sure that everybody gets their point out, but then like there might be a person where they're like kind of quiet, but you know that they have value to offer. And if somebody asks a specific question, I'll be like, I don't really want to put you on the spot, but I know that you might have some value to add. If you don't mind, would you like to offer some insight on this, right? Because I just want to make sure that everybody, especially if it's somebody that I took time to be like, yo, can you be in my room? Like, could you help me moderate? Do you want to be part of this conversation? I want to make sure that they are being heard as well. I'm also giving people their flowers. I think I have so many dope people that I know on Clubhouse now. Like, my mind is blown. Like, I'm like, I just want to support all of them. I'm like, I'm buying your press-ons, I'm buying your course. Like, just tell me, because the value that you have just brought to my life, I'm just like, I need to give back to you. Like, I feel like this shouldn't even be, you know what I mean? Anyways, so that's some of the tips I would go for moderation. I actually really love moderating. I love having rooms. I love having conversations. Sometimes, you know, it gets spicy, but you know, what's life without a little spice, right? What's life without a little spice? But I feel like the video is very long. I just want to give you all things Clubhouse. I have been doing a ton of rooms, and I'll just say, if you're on Clubhouse and you happen to have this video, happen to see this video, I am having so many conversations around social media, digital marketing, the beauty industry, a lot of things that I've been learning, and then I'm also, I think, a really good conversation that people would want to be part of, even if you're not in beauty or a freelancer, like makeup artist or whatever, is a room about terms that content creator or artists should know. I'd probably change it to freelancers, but there's a lot of terms that people think come up that I'm just like, some people like don't know what it is. Like, we might say one page, one sheet, perpetuity, whitelist, CTA, like all these like things, KPIs, like what is this, what do these things mean? And I think as much as we love beauty and we love makeup, we want to make sure that we are thriving in our industry, and that is not the creative side of it. It's not the technical side, it's the business and strategy side, right? So anyways, I hope this video was helpful. I know I could have been a little bit more concise, but why? Yeah, so I'm excited to see what happens on Clubhouse. Hopefully, you know, in the future, we're going to see how the app is going to expand. They've been talking about, you know, a lot of people have been asking about what is monetization gonna look like? What is like a Clubhouse influencer like, really? And I'm just like, I mean, some people I know have had sponsored rooms before. I may or may not have one myself, but there is a lot of opportunity on there, and there's a lot of people who are I'll leave you with a few things. There are a lot of people adding value on there, but make sure that you don't fall into the hype, right? The follow for follow. I'm going to be honest, you're going to see some riffraff on there. You're going to see some riffraff. It doesn't matter. Like, you could perfectly curate your feed, follow all the people you think are perfect. You're going to see some riffraff. You might see the moan room. You might hear dudes moaning for money. And that's fine. You don't have to join that room. It's all up to you. So it's really your perspective. Some people are like, I'm already over it. I'm just like, no, I actually love this app. I'm going to be on this app continuously because I have been learning a lot, and I'm going to continue to learn a lot. I'm going to continue to lend my voice to help others who are coming onto the platform. I'm going to continue to share my expertise as a beauty and editorial makeup artist, as somebody who has, you know, transitioned into a lot of content creating. I have a wealth of knowledge to share, and I'm going to continue to share that. I think that is the end of my video. So if you're on Clubhouse, link up, follow me. My name is everything on all social medias, Jaleesa Jaikaran. You can also give my podcast a follow. It's called The Life of a Makeup Artist. It is now 3:34. I want to add two things that you're gonna have to look out for: the beautyroom.club and also gems on Clubhouse. I have been sending out notes to my rooms. How could I forget that? I've been sending out notes to my rooms. I'm not gonna lie, my rooms have been popping, and I didn't even realize it was gonna be so popping. I think who you are, you attract certain things, and the people that came into my room, the value that they shared, I was like, oh my god, like what? So people, I had to make notes. I'm a note taker, and plus while I have my rooms, like while the room is happening, I'm writing notes. I'm like da-da-da-da, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh yeah, I'll send you the notes, I'll send you this resource so you guys can, you know, link up with me on Insta. But gemsonclubhouse.com is where the notes are going to live, and you can always tap in there when it's up. That's going to be in the new year. You'll find all past rooms if you're not on Clubhouse and you want to get that value. All past rooms, and it's just like a summary of notes. It's not going to be too much in detail because I do have my courses and etc. coming out, and I just want to make sure that I don't overextend myself because I have a lot on my plate right now. But in the meantime, I'm going to wrap this video up. I'm going to go to bed, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And of course, if you have questions, let me know. Bye guys. Ooh, let me see who's on Clubhouse. I've heard it all at this point. They spell herd HURD. That's funny. I don't know if that was meant to. That was like purposeful, done on purpose. Nigerian men are mad. Oh, you know what? Time for me to go to bed. Guys.